Hi, this is Matthew Hinman, the Regional Online Coordinator for the Southwest region for American Consolidated Media. And what I'd like to show you how to do here today is how to make a custom interactive Google map. We start by going first to maps.google.com, and this should be the screen that you get when you arrive there. Now the first thing you want to do is you want to notice over here on the right hand side is the sign in button. Now, if you don't already have a Google account, such as a Gmail account or some other type of Google account, you'll need to create one before you go here. Go ahead and sign in, and then once signed in, you'll be back at the Google Maps page. The only difference is that your name should appear on the right. Now, the first thing you want to do is you want to zoom in on the area that you wish to be working with. In this example, I'm going to zoom in on Brownwood, Texas. And as you can see just by double clicking on the area, I'm able to zoom in and see the city right here. Okay. Now we have some buttons over here on the left hand side. One of them is called My Places. And you'll notice that I already have a few maps I've been working on. And what we want to do is we want to create a new map. And there's a nice big red button here that says Create Map. So let's click that. And now we have a title we can enter. And what I'm going to do in this case is I'm going to put in something simple like Path of the Tornado. Now, a tornado did not actually go through Brownwood, Texas. I'm just using this as an example. You can click Save at any time, and it will save anything that you've done to the map or to the title or the description. And we'll get to the Done button later. Now, you notice that after we've done that, the map still stays the same, but now we have three new features over here. We have a hand, a place mark, and then some drawing tools right here. Now in the hand mode, as you can see that highlighted, I'm able to maneuver the map around. I can go different areas. I can also right click on the map, zoom in and out, and the right clicking gives me an additional menu here for zoom in and out and draw some additional lines, shapes, place marks, or ask what's here, which will give me the latitude and longitude of that location. Now in this case, I just want to draw a simple line. So from the drop down here, I have Draw a Line. And you can see that it gives me a new cursor now, and it says click to start drawing line. So I'm going to make a first click here, and I'm going to just generally go, and you can click each time that you wish to make another point. So I'm just going to make this simulated tornado path here of 6 miles, and when I'm done, you click the last endpoint to finish your work. Okay, and now it brings up a new window. Now this new window is where you can title it, and you can say path of, F3, EF3, the things have changed, haven't they? Path of EF3 tornado. Then you can put in a description as you wish. The other thing you can do here, up in the right-hand corner, is you can choose to change the color of that path, its width up to 20 pixels wide, and then the opacity of that line. If you wanted the line to be a little darker, you can bring up the opacity of that. And then the other choice is Snap to Roads. Now in this case we're not going to be using that. Snap to Roads would be handy if you're maybe plotting out the path of a parade route, or in the case like we did with Brownwood recently was putting all the street projects that were going to be included in the upcoming bond. So again, very quick and easy to do to make that path. So I've done that, and now that I've created that, I want to go ahead and make sure that I save it, but you can see that it automatically saves for you. See how it says saved over here now at the left. When I'm done with this map, I simply hit done, and now I have my map ready to go. Now I'll show you how to embed that in blocks here in a little bit, but I want to go back into edit mode and show you some additional options that you have. For example, the place marks. Now I'm going to zoom in a little bit closer here. And let's say, for example, that the path of this tornado passed right over some major landmark right here on Main Street. Now in this case, this landmark that you see right here is a very large overpass. And so I'm going to click the little place mark, and I'm going to bring it down here on the overpass, and I'm going to click that. And let's say that maybe this overpass was destroyed by the tornado. So we might mention that here, that the Truman Harlow overpass destroyed. Okay. Traffic now being rerouted via Carnegie Street. Okay, so there could be a number of different things you could do here. Again, you have the option of changing the pin mark. And you notice there's some creative ones you have in here. You don't have just the little teardrop points, but you have the little thumbtacks and other items you can choose from in a variety of colors. So those may come in handy at some point in time. If this were a true disaster, the little red cross here might come in handy for pointing out shelter zones, things like that, or maybe pointing out disaster areas with the little flames or something like that. So there's a lot of different ways that you can really jazz up your map and have a little fun with it sometimes if you need to. Now, the last other thing we want to show is the drawing a shape. And granted, I haven't used this particular mode a lot, but I'm going to show you basically how it works. Let me zoom out just a little bit here. And drawing a shape is pretty straightforward. You're going to start with a corner, and you're going to make a line, and another line, and another line. And you can make a polygon, and then when you go to the starting point where you began, you click, now you have a shape. And again, you can change the color of the outside line, of the fill color, whatever you choose there. Again, you can also change the fill color's opacity, the line width, the line opacity and percent, a number of different things. And again, you can also name this shape. In this case, it might be this section of town, or how about we call this no power, and we say this section of the city has no power. Okay, so this may be something that you really need to do if you're making an interactive map for the website. Okay, now I'm going to go over here and click Save, to show that it's been saved. I'm going to click Done. Now you're thinking to yourself, okay, that's nice, I've made this pretty little map, but now I need to get it into blocks. And here's what we're going to do. We're going to go back to My Places here, and you're going to see now that this path of the tornado is now an option here. And I have the option of deleting that, which I do not want to do. What I want to do is I want to see the map, but I want to embed that map. I want to bring it into blocks. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to click the little link icon up here. And when you do that, you're going to see two options here. You're going to see the short URL and the paste HTML to embedded website. Now clicking on this once highlights it all in blue, and you can either Control-C with Windows or Command-C with Mac to grab that text. Now I'm going to switch over to blocks, and I'll show you where to go from there. Okay, now we're at the blocks asset edit window here. We're going to go to New Asset, and from here we're going to go to More, and we're going to choose HTML as the asset type. Now once the asset window comes up, we're going to have a place where we can paste the HTML code that we just copied from the Google Maps page. So if you note here where it says HTML, click your cursor in there and Command-V or Control-V for Windows to paste that code into this area. Okay. Now name this something appropriate for the system that you could recognize, and maybe call it Interactive Tornado Path Map. Something appropriate. And of course then you'll want to section tag it if necessary, or keyword tag it if necessary, for the benefit of the block programming. Now the block programming part is a little bit more advanced, and it may require that you get in touch with your online coordinator in some cases, or someone who has more experience with the block editing, in order to make this map appear on your website. Now one more thing we'll want to make sure we go over, that we understand, is in this code we may have to make a slight alteration to it in order to make it appear in blocks nicely. And that is in particular right here at the first part of this code where it says iframe width and height. And we're going to change the width to 620 and change the height also to 620. And that way when we save this, it fills out our pages comfortably. Okay, so we want to make sure we do those two changes before we save and close our asset there. And now for the sake of time, I'm going to show you a completed map that is already displaying on a website, and this is on brownwoodtx.com, and it's their interactive street project map. And as you can see, there's many lines and points that are on the map here. And the average user, when they just come to the website and see it, they can move around town just like they would with any other Google map. And they want to find out about a particular street. All they have to do is click on that line, and it pulls up the information that was entered, where it says here, this is a street project. It tells the area that's going to be replaced and how long it is and the cost of that. And this was all done with the street project. And of course, just like any other Google map, they can choose satellite view if they like, terrain view, so on and so forth. So there's a number of different features that all just come with Google Maps, and it makes it easy for us to build these and embed these into our websites. I hope that's been helpful to you. If you have any questions, feel free to contact me, Hinman at amconmedia.com, and I'll be glad to help.